It's Friday, May 26th. You're listening to Your Florida Daily. I'm Katrina Scales. More than a year after an explosion at a gas station left a man badly burned, the Osceola County deputy who investigators say fired his taser is facing a criminal charge. The state attorney's office said Deputy David Crawford, quote, recklessly deployed a taser at the victim who had become soaked in gasoline and as a result caused the explosion that injured the victim.
An elementary school child knows that you don't deploy electricity or anything that's flammable around gasoline.
Attorney Mark Nejame is representing 26-year-old Gene Barretto.
The only reason he wasn't burned on his feet and his hands and his face was because he had a helmet on his head, gloves, and boots. Otherwise, his body, top to bottom, and it's horrific.
Barretto is still recovering from his injuries, and it'll cost more than $7 million in medical expenses. As for Deputy Crawford, if he's convicted of the misdemeanor charge, he could face up to a year in jail or a $1,000 fine. For the first time since announcing he's running for president, Governor Ron DeSantis will be in Central Florida today. He's scheduled to make an appearance at a convention in Orlando before traveling to key primary states next week. Despite the rocky campaign kickoff on Twitter Spaces, the DeSantis team said a record $8.2 million was raised in the 24 hours after the governor's presidential announcement. And the National Weather Service confirms a tornado touched down near Miami yesterday, leaving one person hurt. The EF0 twister snapped trees and caused a semi to overturn, injuring the driver. Forecasters say Florida could have another wave of severe weather today, but once the front clears, blue skies will return with temperatures in the low 80s. Find these top stories along with breaking news, weather, and traffic all day on clickorlando.com. And now, a completely random Florida fact. Until the last quarter of the 20th century, most Floridians were registered to vote as Democrats. The state legislature was similarly dominated by Democrats, as was the office of governor. By the early 21st century, however, the gap between the number of Democratic and Republican voters had narrowed considerably. Republicans outweighed Democrats in the legislature, and 2 Republican governors had been elected in succession. Your Florida Daily is produced by News 6 WKMG in Orlando. I'm Katrina Scales. Subscribe for new episodes wherever you like to listen.